We're bringing up a very dynamic duo to come and talk to you. This is Linda Ledesma and Rosemary Eshelman, and they're going to share some about their deep love for Carlsbad and some of the programs that they've been working on. Let's give them a big round of applause.
Good morning. I'm Linda Ledesma. I've been here much longer than 2 years. I currently work, and for the last 25 years, I worked at the Carlsbad Police Department as the coordinator for the Juvenile Justice Program. It's a program for first-time offenders. That's kids who do misdemeanors in Carlsbad, and in order to keep the charge off their juvenile records, we allow them to go through a program where they do community service and attend behavior modification classes. And if they complete it at the end of the 4 to 6 months, we are able to keep their record clean so they can apply for jobs and they can apply for colleges and be able to say they've never been convicted of a crime. So my passion in Carlsbad is youth, obviously. And the Carlsbad Youth Enrichment Services, yes, Carlsbad, yes, started as a result of a senseless stabbing that occurred in San Diego. In January of 1993, there was a young man named Michael Johnson. He was only 15 years old, and he was an innocent bystander who was witnessing a gang fight, and as a result of that, he was stabbed and killed. That was the second stabbing in San Diego within 7 days, and it was also the 9th murder or killing that had happened in San Diego in the month of January, which was almost equal to the 10 killings that had happened in San Diego in the entire prior year. So then Mayor Susan Golding of San Diego she was really panicked, and she felt we need to do something. So she created a conference that was held in San Diego, and the San Diego Police Department created an gang task force. Everybody was working together to try to stem this tide of gang violence that was happening in San Diego County. And the purpose of the conference, they called all the mayors and all the police chiefs to gather together representatives from their community to attend a conference where it could be discussed and there could be kind of a brainstorming sessions to try to see what could be done in communities to stem the crime that was happening. So it was rampant. There was so much that was going on. And as a result of that, Mayor Lewis and Chief Bob Vales got together, and they decided to put me in charge of creating a group that was going to go down to San Diego to attend this conference. When we went down, we had representatives from the Boys and Girls Club, we had people from the school, we had 2 city council members who attended, we had youth involvement and several officers and myself that went down to this conference, and we were overwhelmed by the issues that we heard. I mean, we were little Carlsbad, and when you think about the things that were going on in San Diego County, we were just like flabbergasted. We lived in a very safe community, and I think the purpose was to try to keep it that way. We wanted to maintain what we had. And I should say Ophi and Connie both went down from Lolos, and they had a special interest in what was going on in the barrio because a lot of the crime that was happening during those days had always focused in that area. And so there was special interest in each heart of the people who attended on that particular day. We came back with such a good feeling about who we were in Carlsbad and how we wanted to continue to create the kind of atmosphere that let kids feel safe about growing up in Carlsbad. When I was a little girl, I lived on Roosevelt Street in the barrio, and my parents would not let me go to the store by myself, and it was just 3 or 4 doors down. But there was so much stuff that was going on that just didn't feel safe. And over the years, there's been such improvement, and I do need to give credit to Ophi and Connie and the city council and the police department and the schools and everybody working in collaboration to try to create such a safer atmosphere in Carlsbad. And the purpose of the YES group was to create a collaboration, a coalition of these different agencies that could gather on a monthly basis to discuss what was going on and to exchange resources and network together in order to help the kids get better education, to stay off of drugs and to entirely stay out of gangs. There's not a lot of gang issues in Carlsbad. I'm sure you're aware of that, as opposed to some of the neighboring cities, but there still is that element that comes in. And one of the things that happens with young people is if there's dysfunction in their homes and their families are not united, they're going to seek things that are right outside their peers. And that is one of the things that Carlsbad Yes tries to fight against, is try to bring more opportunities to young people. We have all these different agencies that meet with us on a monthly basis. In particular, the school district, which has been extremely supportive, the city council, who has always been supportive of our program, the police department, and local businesses who have always encouraged and supported any of the things that we do to create a safer atmosphere for Carlsbad. So at this time, I'm going to step back and let Rosemary talk about what exactly Yes is, but we certainly encourage you to attend our monthly meetings. We are open to anybody. It's free. That's one of the greatest things about Yes, is that it's free to everybody, and we welcome everybody, and we have snacks too.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here, and they save the best for last. You know, they always say that. My passion is youth, and I'm honored to be able to work with young people, to work for the school district, to work in this community with young people. I'm going to be 57 tomorrow. I know they're our leaders. They're the future, so unless we take care of them, we're in trouble. But I have the honor of working with young people, and they're great. Youth Enrichment Services is something that I got involved with. It's amazing to think it's been around since 1993, and at the time, they had the forethought of thinking of bringing agencies together. What a concept. You actually can collaborate. You don't have to compete. You complement each other. You don't have to compete with each other. I love it. Collaboration is the way to go. All of you in this room today are here because of collaboration, because you believe in your community, because you want to be a part of something bigger. It's awesome. I actually got a grant from the federal government to bring to the schools at one of the middle schools for youth development, for school climate, for connecting kids to school. And I needed an advisory for that grant. So I went to the Youth Enrichment Services meetings, and I realized that the people in those meetings were the people that I could use for my advisory. They already had the foresight to see that they needed to be involved and bring agencies together. Since then, we've reached out to many different agencies. With the social media, with a Facebook page, we have 300 on our e-list that we send information out to. If you're interested in being a part of that e-list, I would love to have you on there. There's people across the county, Health and Human Services, hospitals, local clinics, Boys and Girls Clubs, Parks and Recreation. I'm just going to ask if you could have a show of hands. How many of you have been to a Yes meeting that are in this room? There you go. There's a lot, and we want the rest of you. But it's a monthly meeting. I always say 1 hour, one meeting, yes. I promise to get you out of there. Your lives are busy. We can share information. We can share resources. We can come together, and we can solve some problems. I'm all about building that safety net. If you build that safety net for young people, close that gap, secure it, you're not going to lose young people. We can all come together to help them. I hope you can come to our session, meet some of our partners, meet some of the people that we've all come together with, and understand why we do this and why we work together. Thank you so much, and thank you to the city for this wonderful day. Appreciate it.